Hockey Night in Minnesota, presented by Tradition Companies, is live and on the air from the Eden Prairie Community Center. Hello again, everybody. Along with Mike Greenlay, I'm Pete Wagner. We have what my favorite wrestling announcer, Jim Ross, would say is a true slobber knocker here tonight, featuring the Benilde-St. Margaret's Red Knights, ranked number 3 in the MNHockeyTV polls, and the Eden Prairie Eagles ranked number 2. These two teams combined for that 18-1 record, and Mike, they've been lighting it up like a Christmas tree, no question.
Well, that's how you need to hit the benchmark every once in a while to see where you stand, and these two teams will get a good taste of what another good team is like. If they haven't faced anyone that's near their level this year, they certainly will this evening.
Well, it's a good litmus test. You know, you never know where you're at until you really start challenging and testing yourselves out. And, you know, for both of these teams, they've had a couple of additions to the rosters that are making a big difference. Obviously, Jackson Blake, I mentioned yesterday that this kid is on a 131-point pace if he played in 31 games, which is a heck of a season.
Well, we've said this before in a couple earlier broadcasts, and we just said, listen, you have a very short season here. It's kind of crazy the way everything's set up. You got to make hay right now. You don't have time to look later on in the season because there really isn't much of a later on.
It's a sprint, right?
Yep,
to the
absolutely.
finish. But you have to have the short-term memory too.
Yep.
Where if something doesn't go well, you can't dwell, because if you dwell too long, it's over.
Absolutely. So that's that's credit to any team that has either come out of the gate slow and then picked it up, or had a bad game and then come back strong the next one. That shows a good mental fortitude for kids this age. That, you know, you get teenagers, whenever they're able to bounce back like that, you always have to respect that, because it's not normal to be able to just bounce back that easily. You
know, having the ability to bounce back and respond is what championship caliber play is about. Drew Stewart joins the lineup for the Red Knights. He is a phenom out of the Minnetonka program, as the freshman will be dancing up and down the ice here tonight. We'll pause now for your national anthem. Well, Mike, we are ready to roll here from the Eden Prairie Community Center. And, you know, I mean, when I put this schedule together, I was really intrigued, because these two teams, the coaches, have such familiarity. They hit the 500 club at about the same time with wins. They've been longtime coaches, pretty much with the same teams for Lee Smith his entire career. Ken Pauley had a brief stint at Minnetonka, but they pretty much have guided these programs for 30 years apiece.
When you put this program together, I thought you were spinning plates. I'm just teasing you.
Yeah, no, I might have been.
I'll tell you what, though, you've picked some dandies. I got it. You know, you're batting 1,000 right now. You've picked some great games to be our tradition game of the week. Because have we been disappointed yet?
No, we have not.
Have not been disappointed yet. We've had some great hockey in all of these games of the week, and I have no doubt that this one will be the same.
And we're underway now. You've got Langfelds and Luke Middlestad on the back line for the Red Knights. Callahan and Sarsland for the Benilde-St. Margaret's Red Knights. Now it's going to be Holt for the Eagles up the left wing side. Asher Conley bumps the wall. It's Middlestad to play to center. Batchelder will leave that ahead. Look out, Jackson Blake, dynamic right wing, leaves it off for Holt to the backhand. He had to reach back to make the play there, but that was a nice little feed to the slot area.
He had everybody look in the opposite direction. That was a tremendous little feed. He had everybody look in the opposite direction, and he made that little dish, and he sold that he was shooting that all the way in. And what a very, very nice, just little sauce pass over there. It was
effortless
perfect.
Speed to the open ice for Jackson Blake. 2 strides, he's there. He pulls away from people, and then he can pull back the accelerator a little bit, pulls off the pedal, plays really well on the puck, both with high speed and in tough situations. Now Thompson, the big defenseman to the right wing side for Mortensen. We mentioned Stewart in the outset of the broadcast. There he is wearing sweater number 10 for the Red Knights.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. There's not going to be a feeling out period here by either one of these teams. They both have come out of the gate, and both teams' legs are moving very, very quickly early on in this one. So I think we're going to be in for a treat.
I'm expecting pace and tempo. Stewart in across the line, leaves now to the right wing side. Mortensen, Thompson his shot as the puck was on end. Now Langenbrunner comes away with it. The Boston Bruin draft pick ahead to Luloff. He's bothered by Mortensen from behind. Body check thrown by Thompson. Now Yakish outlets left wing side. Ellings nifty outside move to the wall. Penalty coming up. They're going to have a hook right at the boards. Luke Mittelstadt knew it as he headed toward the penalty box immediately.
You know, yes, he did mean to kind of slow him down a little bit, but he got his arm and stick caught in the breezers of the other player, and it just kind of trapped him. He ends up hauling down a player, and we'll see our first power play of the hockey game here.
Well, one of the things that the Red Knights take pride in is special teams, and the power play is something that Ken Pauley works on quite a bit. And, you know, it's tough to say, you know, part of our discussion on Pauley's podcast yesterday was you don't really have the time to get things done that you want to get done. And this is an area where you have to kind of put it on fast forward to get these special teams dialed in. Now it's Sarsland, leaves off to Mortensen, back to the corner. Bassan looked out to Marshall. This trio up front is dynamic for the Red Knights. Oh, nice play, Batchelder. He can fly. He's got Blake flowing through the neutral zone with him. Batchelder leaves left wing side. Langenbrunner slings that one through the goal mouth area. And now it's going to be to the left wing side. Sarsland, nice muscle job there on Blake. Now it's going to be Sarsland again. Took that from Bassan, the senior captain. Puck will be played back into the corner for Blake as he angles and looks and plays it to an open wing and guides that one back into Red Knight territory. 1:17 to go in the power play. Now Sarsland with it, gets away from a Holt stick. Luloff stops him in his tracks, though he gets it deep on the ring. There's going to be Marshall back for Bassan. Runs into Langenbrunner. That pass misses Callahan back into Limesand.
Well, you can see Eden Prairie is trying to rush Benilde-St. Margaret as much as possible, because even though they have a lot of skill in this lineup, the more you rush a power play especially, you're going to have errant passes like we just saw.
And one of the things you need to do when you're being rushed is you better move your feet a little bit quicker to get open and become a quicker option and not be as stagnant as we see sometimes. Some teams like to be on the power play.
Support is huge here. Support is huge. Find an opening so that you can support the guy with the puck.
That deflects off a stick off Yakish. Now it's going to be Marshall. Looks to the low slot area. Oh, in front. That one's Stewart wide of the mark. Marshall jams Langenbrunner.
He had to dust that puck off. Otherwise, that might have been in the net. He had just a little bit out of his reach. He had to dust the puck off a little bit before he shot it.
And that was a very close one there. Now it's going to be Yakish near side. Boy, he gets better and better every day. Ellings, his game has grown this year too. Walks along the line, and that one's pushed through. Grant Ellings, number 17, is a guy that
he's a guy I like last time we saw these guys.
Right? You're right. So Ken Pauley pointed him out after our podcast, saying how happy he was with the senior and where his game has evolved and grown to so far this year. So good call on your part, for sure.
And that means that he's doing that every single game, because we don't get to see these guys play every single game. But you know, if that player plays like that every game, that's got to tell you that he stepped it up.
Britton plays that one for the Eagles, and it's going to be Conley in deep for the Red Knights as he gets away from one would-be checker. We're even strength now, 13:06 to go in the first. Scoreless between these two clubs. The Eagles try to muscle this one along the line as it's played up to the near boards and sent right back down. That was Tyler Johnson doing the spade work down low. There's a stick save by Zach Hayes manning the pipes for the Eagles. Carson Limesand, the household name for the Red Knights for 4 years. Oh, look out. That one goes off the end boards there. That wouldn't like real scary there as Gavin Reed was there. Now it's going to be Feinberg to the corner. They look out front. Nice little feed there to Peltiers. Now it's going to be to the point. That one's pushed wide of the mark. Jake Casey was there. And here they come. Callahan racing back up the right wing side. Tempo and pace through center. Callahan looked to the slot area. That was knocked away. And now it's going to be checked off the end boards. And now it's turned over up high. Snapper, nice blocker pad save, and a terrific look by Mitchell Dockman for the Red Knights. You know, one of the things that Ken Pauley talked about in the podcast as well, Mike, was get the puck on net.
Well, if there's one thing that I've seen so far is Benilde-St. Margaret has been unafraid to just shoot the puck whenever they had a chance. A lot of passing so far for Eden Prairie. I don't know whether it's over respect for the goaltender or just the fact that they want to try and make that pretty play to the open side.
The dangle fest goals. I think they want the highlight reel. They want to get on Bucci Main with SportsCenter's top 10, I think. That's what they're looking for. Langenbrunner now up through center ice as he gets away from the Marshall stick check. Now Drew Holt muscles his way to the corner. That pass is off a pair of skates in Yakish. Now a penalty coming up. Hassan's going to get probably a slash or a high stick interference, Mike?
I called it a high stick, but I thought it could also be interference because he kind of picked him as he was going after the other Benilde player behind the net, but he called it a high stick.
That was a tail end there.
Either way.
Matthew DeZiel, our director, sleeping at the switch.
I think he's doing.
Come on.
I think he's doing a tremendous job.
Look how good
he's
he made
doing
it look.
Tremendous job.
He just dialed this thing into another level.
Yeah. Well, we've had a power play one way. Let's see how the other side fares because Benilde-St. Margaret didn't have a ton of chances. They had a couple of decent looks, but nothing that really threatened that much.
And Mike, this has really been an area of strength for the Eden Prairie Eagles with Langenbrunner and Middlestead up front and Blake. They like to work the umbrella here, and they'll go back and forth, and they'll go back over to the weak side quite a bit. With Luke Middlestead opened up. There's a shot through traffic. That deflects wide. Now it's going to be Batchelder as he gets away from a check. Mortensen watching him. Ellings wants to take off, and back down the length of the ice it goes. Red Knights stop that first look by the Eagles.
A smart play by Langenbrunner. He was heads up. You need heads up defensemen, especially on the power play in that top of the umbrella type position. You need to have a heads up. Just feed the puck through. Sometimes guys try and send the bomb through all the time. Sometimes the puck just needs to get through, and he did a good job of that. We'll see how much more he employs of that tactic.
Now it's Batchelder with it. Up top, plays it down to the right corner in front. They look for a hole. Nice job. Good stick there by Callahan to break that one up. Puck will be rung the boards. That gets away from Langenbrunner, and the Red Knights survive that one. 1:02 to go on the power play. 10:22 to go in the period. We're scoreless here from the Eden Prairie Community Center. Look at the confidence of the freshmen. They've got Stewart out killing the penalty. Look to play that one ahead. That's deflected away. Now Luke Middlestead across the line. He'll angle toward the goal mouth area. That's deflected away. Langenbrunner quickly through it goes. That deflects wide of the mark. Now Batchelder back up high to Langenbrunner, near side for Blake. Blake will load it and shoot back door. They score! That is what I'm talking about. Up high to the near side, back door. Middlestead and the Eagles lead 1-0.
Well, he had to pass that one through a forest. I mean, look at this pass. It goes to 2 or 3 players. I mean, that was a heck of a feed to get that through. That's not, I mean, all it takes is a stick on that. But he got that through, and he got it through with some zip on it, and that's why it was able to get through so quickly. Again, a quick little one-timer, and, well, somebody took advantage of their power play.
He put some juice on that pass, got it where it needed to be. Now, the thing about Jackson Blake, when he's back out, we'll talk a little bit about, you can go to a skating coach for years. He's got an incredible natural skating ability with strength from the hips to ankles. Oh, that one may have glanced off the crossbar and up and out of play. We'll take a look at this replay. I think that kind of handcuffed Limesand and took the crossbar and then off the netting.
Well, you can see these quick little feeds in from the blue line, and that's happened, especially on the power play. But even here now, just getting the puck in. You just got to get that puck into the scoring area. You know, there's very few guys who can actually pound the puck home from the blue line without a heck of a screen or something. So some smart plays there so far by Eden Prairie's blue liners.
Back ahead it goes now. The Red Knights. You know, the refs, some of the refs are using those it's like a handheld whistle.
Oh, I've never seen those.
It sounds like we're at a soccer game or a basketball game. I don't like it.
It
like
sounded weird to me.
Yes,
it's funny that you mentioned that. They really, that's well, you can't blow a whistle through a mask, so that.
So it's just.
If you can, you've got some really strong lungs.
I've always liked the pop of the hockey whistle. It's different, and now we're like every other sport. Now it's played to the near side. I love that you noticed it too. Now it's Marshall with it. We'll see if that, if and when all these mask protocols go away, we'll see if that remains afterwards. I hope not. I'm going to petition now.
That's the big question on a lot of things, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, then, when you have a big crowd, you're not going to hear it either. I'll just say that. I'm going to pretend anyway. Langenbrunner now with 8:44 to go as he's flushed to the right wing side. That misses the mark as he looked on the breakout to Ethan Peltier, as it's going to be the Eagles with it. That's off a pair of skates. Conley was there, and that's offside at the line. Now, that was a real whistle.
Yep. Well, there's a lot of reasons why a game like this is going to test both teams. And yes, you're playing against good competition and everything, but when you do that, everything happens quicker, and it happens quicker than what you're used to. If you're playing against teams that you can handle pretty readily, you can do things at your pace, and you can do things however you want. When you're facing a team that thinks as quickly as you do, all of a sudden you see a lot of these plays that are broken up coming out of the zone because you don't have the kind of time that you're used to.
Drew Holt goes to one knee at the line, quickly tries to sling that one through as Sarsland is there as he deflects that one up off the netting. Sarsland, of course, headed off to Colorado College. Carter Batchelder as well. A couple of future teammates on opposite sides. Batchelder will lean in to take the draw against Stewart. Stewart the draw for Sarsland, who's going to play to the near boards for Mortensen. He's jammed by another number 27 in Middlestadt. Now it's played to the left wing side. Hello to Dee Dee, Luke's mom, who is watching on from afar. She's traveling, I guess, so she's getting the second best version to being to the rink, which is Hockey Night in Minnesota presented by Tradition Companies.
Oh, she doesn't get Wags calling the game when she's sitting in the stands.
No, she doesn't. So that's actually, it's a bonus, right? Or Mike Greenley on the call. I mean, what more do you want? Back in behind the net now. It's going to be Blake with it. Turned up by Sarsland as he's going to find some real estate. Cross the line, watched by Cam Langfels. Now it's Sarsland back in behind to the corner. Sarsland is jammed on the play. Down from the left wing side to take a poke at that was Nick Mikan. Now it's picked up by the Red Knights. Stockman pad save, his second shot of the game. Another good look. He heeded the call from Coach Ken Pauley. His team missed the net at a 46% clip last game against St. Louis Park, a 6-4 win, and he'd had enough. Now it's going to be Blake, but I think they just shot at practice all day yesterday.
Just get it to the 6x4. That's all you have to do.
Just shoot to the middle of the legs, and good things will happen.
And in that situation there, that wasn't a hard shot, but it created a rebound, and Mikan was there. He almost was able to grab that one.
A rebound and a pass. That was mishandled there through some snow by Yakish. Checked and jammed on the play on his way down his wrist out as you saw that one.
That's just an example of a smaller player, albeit very quick, running into a bigger kid. And that was Ristan just tried to get past Caring, and he just kind of leaned on him a little bit. You don't want to get into the one-on-one battles like that unless you have some room to stick handle.
Well,
unless you have the same size.
That's the thing about these D-men, and Coring is a sophomore.
Yeah,
he's a big frame. Look at Langenbrunner.
Yeah. There's some big boys on the blue line there for Eden Prairie. It's something you definitely notice.
And mobile.
Yeah.
Off the boards, it's played ahead by the Red Knights. That was Reed on the play. Now in front of the bench area, Conley will try to push that one down. Over to the near boards it goes. Nice job by Marshall to corral as he loses an edge, though. Luloff is there. Yakish too good there to block that one away, but that's knocked back up the neutral zone. Marble turns it over near side for Marshall. Taps ahead now for Conley across the line as he has Bassan, who's going to race into the corner. This should be a good collision. Now, just parting the Red Sea there. There's a chance to the save made by Hayes.
Oh, my. That was a tremendous save. Just point blank. Not a lot of time for the goaltender to set. He just had big body right there, butterfly, and Took it all right into the midsection.
Got quiet right there and made the save. Now Luloff to the near side. He has a man to the net. Jorgensen, that's blocked by Reed, who goes down in a heap. We'll see if he can get back up. He's going to need to find a way. They don't have possession. Nice save. Limesand bailed them out there. Langfelds with a good look. Back in behind the net. Near boards it goes. Jorgensen up for Benilde-St. He says no. Back down to Jorgensen. Snapper hit Holt on the way in. Look out. Funny Karam in front. They score! Opportunistic Carter Batchelder. And it's 2-0 Eagles.
Oh, that was unfortunate for Benilde-St. Margaret because the injured player did get off the ice, but you know, getting off the ice doesn't mean that your team is all set and back in position again. And with the player that came on for them, they just were running around at that point. And Eden Prairie took advantage of it. My goodness.
That's a really tough situation when you get yourself dinged like that. You can't go down in a heap because you don't have possession. And it's not like you're bleeding out, so they're not going to stop it.
Well, the thing is you have to, you know, there's some decisions to be made. Even if you're injured, it's going to hurt the same amount whether you're standing in front of the net or sitting on the bench. So in that case, maybe you look and see who has possession. Maybe you try and read the play. It's not an easy situation, but if you go off in that situation, you basically vacate the front of the net. And the guy coming on really, they just didn't get their positions back, and the scramble ensued.
Nice feed to Mortensen up to the left wing side. Here's Ellings. Loses an angle there as it's knocked to the boards, and the Eagles love the transition. Here comes Langenbrunner back up through center to the right wing side. Limesand will hang on. Puck squirted loose for a moment there.
Well, opportunistic. That's what Eden Prairie, the power play goal, it was opportunistic. This one, an injured player, which in a sense was a mini power play because they lost a player for a brief second while they tried to make that change, Benilde that is. And so Eden Prairie has been opportunistic here, made a couple of pucks go in the net.
When you get the funny Karam,
situations.
If you go to the net with your stick on the ice, good things are going to happen. You know, you never know where that thing's going to land sometimes. Hard pass off the boards. They try to stretch it out to Ellings, but instead it's on Britton's stick. Now he finds the big man, Riku Brown. Now Feinberg to the corner. Yakish angles him for the Red Knights. Now it's, turned over. Look out. Oh, what a save by Limesand. Langenbrunner had a huge look there and put it right where he wanted to.
Yeah, Langenbrunner tried to place that one because he was right down Main Street. There was nobody in front of the net, and he just steps in and he gets a good point-blank shot and a very, very good save there because that was one-on-one with the goaltender from just above the tops of the hash marks, and a good wrist shot and even better save.
You know, Mortensen did a nice job to close on him quicker than I thought. There's another glove save by Limesand, forcing him to kind of hurry up the shot a little bit.
Well, that's why
those are little things you don't see.
That's why you didn't see the big back scratcher of a shot. You just saw a good hard wrist shot. He didn't have time to really wind up on that one.
4:07 to go here in the first. It's 2-0 Eden Prairie. The Eagles with their white sweaters, their traditional white, black, and red. Red Knights looking like the Red Wings as they always do on the road. Red and white. Now Brown with it. Walks down the boards. He's going to play behind. That's up off the netting. Red Knights petitioning for an outside faceoff, and they're going to get it.
Still some time left in this period for Benilde-St. Margaret to maybe add something back, just trying to get something going. They've had a couple of very good chances in this game. One was a fan shot on that power play, another a point-blank shot that Hayes made short work of. The goaltender made a very good save, so this could easily be a tie game, but right now Eden Prairie taking advantage.
Hello to Ben Steves. Hopefully you're still on board. Of course, UMD Bulldog, former Eden Prairie Eagle watching, knows about the rivalry between these two good clubs. Now Benilde-St. Oh, look at that. Inside out, dazzling here. The defenseman creating great offensive opportunities.
Little swagger now for Eden Prairie. You can tell that, you know, you get that 2-0 lead regardless of how you got it. They've earned it, there's no question, but you know, you get that little swagger and then you start, you know, making a few moves. You got to be careful not to do it too much, but you know, when you have that 2-0 lead, you can make some fancier plays, make a little bit more risk-reward type plays.
To the right wing side, Marshall, now Bassan chops at that, knocked down by Batchelder. Marshall comes away with it, plays that one rink wide for Thompson. He'll carry across center. check that's Sarsland rather, stood up on the play. Conley, a hard shot in on goal, stopped neatly there by Hayes, who's been perfect here in period number 1. Batchelder across the line. Oh, he lays it over. Oh, glove save and a beauty. Mark the tape. That was something.
That's a second save in a row of that type for him. He stopped Langenbrunner down Main Street and then this backdoor feed, and he was already there. That's a sign of a goaltender that's moving well. Is when you're there before the shot's taken, it means you got there quickly, and he did. And he set himself, made a very good glove save there, keeping his team within that 2-goal margin.
Carson Limesand is having the best year I've seen him have in his 4 years, and you would hope that for a player that's a senior, and he's been really, really solid for this 10-0 Red Knight edition. Near side it goes for Thompson. In deep it goes to the far side. Ellings and Langenbrunner are there. There's Blake for a moment. There's a shot that just missed the mark by Mortensen. Mortensen will race over to the near boards and look to keep it alive on the forecheck as they'll chop this one back in. Thompson was there for the Red Knights. Langenbrunner to take over for the Eagles. He'll turn away. Nice job there by Langenbrunner to get away from the forecheck as the Red Knights will drop back into a trap. Back up through center. Here comes Batchelder through center. Holt with him, leaves off on the off wing, muscles toward the goal mouth area. Blake was there, but nice position by Stewart to break that one up. Puck's loose in the circle area, knocked away. Stewart, oh, nifty move there. Left wing side he goes for Ellings. Penalty coming up. I believe that's going to be on Stewart.
I think Benilde-St, I thought. Who could be wrong, but I thought it was an interference. It was going to be a 2-on-1, and I think Benilde-St interfered a little bit.
He's taking the long road home. There he goes.
Yeah, interference call there. Yeah, you can. That would have been a 2-on-1 with a guy right on him, but still, it turned into quickly a 1-on-2. and that's a telltale sign to the referee. It's like, hey, how did that happen? How did
even if you didn't see it, you know something happened,
from one
right?
side to the other. So, hey, a great opportunity here. A couple minutes left in the period. Talk about a statement power play right here.
Absolutely.
For Benilde. They have to do something here to kind of bring it back to within the reach.
Their second opportunity with the man advantage is Tristan Sarsland will wind it up from the left side of his own net. Bumps off the boards behind for Marshall. Marshall, look out. Marble was there to turn him over. Luloff to support. Now it's going to be Bassan to gather in across the line. He tried to send that one through. Minute 35 to go in the period. Minute 29 on the power play. It's going to take us pretty much to the end of the period.
Oh, boy. Some roughing going on.
Collision down there. Now it's going to be Marshall. One-timer. Callahan has blocked off the gear of Langenbrunner up and out of play.
Good block here. Good step right up. Line yourself up. Big battle on the half wall. A fake shot. And the defender still was able to front him very nicely and deflect it over the glass. So we haven't seen any second opportunities by Benilde-St. Margaret. They've had some good point-blank shots, some good opportunities, but nothing on the secondary nature. That's what power play can give you if you set it up right.
Ooh, that was a nice draw. Sarsland, quick feed over to Marshall, and the redirect just up and out of play.
Yeah, they cycled it around the top and just tried to get a little bit, as you said, just a little redirect at the side of the net there, hoping that the goaltender Hayes had come out too far, but that was deflected out of harm's way and I think off of a Benilde player.
1:16 showing on the clock here in the first. Back up through center. Blake 1-on-3. Going to get snuffed out there as it's going to be played back up across center. Here comes Marshall. Oh, nifty move. He nearly got through. Langenbrunner, he shut that down. Look out, there's Blake. Limesand is going to have to make a decision. Oh! Uh-oh, is he going to get an interference call there?
He was, you know what? What saved him was that fact that he has to get back to his net and he's allowed a path to his net. He could have probably got nailed there too. It was one of those 50-50.
He became a salesman.
Yeah, but you got to get to the net. You got to get back to the net.
Now it's Blake with it to the forehand. He's dangerous, holds it.
Do you think that's an old goalie talking right there?
100%. 100%.
I've been called a goalie apologist before, so that's okay.
Blake got absolutely smoked by Bassan in the corner as he's down. We'll see what happened there.
Well, I didn't see the puck was up past the blue line. I didn't see what happened there. But yeah, he's been a bit of a he's definitely going to gain attention in that capacity, and players are going to finish their checks on him. But I did not see how that one transpired. But he's clearly in distress there in the corner.
They're attending to him. Gary Smith, of course, he's in good hands. He, of course, the trainer of the U.S. Olympic hockey team back in 1980. I think he might have been assistant trainer for the Minnesota North Stars at one period. He's got a
hockey, a tradition like no other. Visit us at traditioncompanies.com to learn more.
Sorry about that. We got a little jumpy on the commercial there.
He's up on one knee now, just still part of the conversation. Not sure what where the injury is.
I'm sure it has something to do with the shoulder. That's most likely what we're seeing there.
Only 30 seconds left in the period. This being helped off now, but this is clearly a big blow to Eden Prairie, and he's actually limping there. So I think it is one of his legs there as he's being helped off the ice. But we'll see if he's able to sort things out in the intermission. But there was no call on the ice. They said the play had moved up just into the neutral zone when we heard this big crash, and I did not see what actually happened. But there's some angry words being exchanged down there for sure. Trainer, yeah, was that the trainer or the coach yelling at one of the
That was
referees?
Lee Smith saying something about every time. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but
I think you know what I'm total speculation by me. I will put that out there, but you get a player like Blake. He's probably saying every time because people are going to finish their checks on top players like that. They always will. That they'll always be a target. I don't know if that's what he meant or not, but typically coaches aren't happy when their top end players get finished on time and time and time again.
Well, the Eagles were a good team without him, and they were a great team with him. And he's been a difference maker. I mean, you don't have 25 points in 6 games. Oh! Wow.
Really,
Stewart
all
nearly
alone.
won highlight
all
reel there.
Alone.
That would have been amazing. He tried to go through the legs.
You know what? In his defense on that one, he had to do something interesting because he was facing the wrong way, and he probably felt that a backhand wouldn't get the puck past the goaltender, so he tried to pull it between his legs and go forehand, which would have been an amazing shot, but he never got it off.
That was amazing. So we're 2-0 here after one. Jackson Blake shaken up. He's being tended to in the corner of the rink right now. We'll take a look and see what happens. We'll try to get your report on what shakes down with that. The Eagles, though, with a nice first period lead by a score of 2-0, and we'll have more coming up for you as high school hockey continues. Hockey Night in Minnesota, presented by Tradition Companies. We have a dandy here from the Eden Prairie Community Center. We'll be back in about 15 minutes.
Minnesota hockey, a tradition like no other. Visit us at traditioncompanies.com to learn more.
And we welcome you back to the Eden Prairie Community Center as the score reads 2-0 in favor of the Eden Prairie Eagles. We watched as the Eagles jump back on the ice. I don't see 43. Do you?
No.
Okay.
And that's as you were as well. We're looking for that number, because I certainly would love to be able to see him come back and play in this one, hopefully. But yeah, we said we do not see him.
Per Matthew DeZiel, our director, he was down checking it out for us, doing yeoman's-like work. He can't walk on it as the...
Yeah, well,
so
skating on it won't be that much easier, so he might be shut down, so unless we see him here. But we do not see him on the bench or skating around before this period. He was lighting
it up with the Chicago Steel in the USHL. Decided to come back, be with his buddies, and go for a state tournament, even though there might not even be fans in the stands. Understands the levity of what high school hockey means, and you know, it can happen anywhere. It could happen in the Ushel, it could happen here, it could happen in summer hockey. It's just part of playing the game.
Well, he definitely was very visible in that first period. Was showing a lot of speed, a lot of puck handling ability. We'll see if Benilde-St. Margaret is able to take advantage. There's a penalty right now to Benilde, so we'll see if Eden Prairie takes advantage of this. They've been very opportunistic so far in a couple circumstances. That's what's given them a 2-0 lead. If they make it 3-0, it's going to be, whoa, it's going to be an big uphill battle.
That's going to be a battle for sure. Tristan Sarsland goes for interference early on here in the second period. Langenbrunner across the line for Batchelder. They disrupt. That's Marshall with a nice play and offside at the line. The dynamic of the power play, though, was number 43 on the left side, up high to Langenbrunner. We'll see if they can continue that magic with just another next up player. We'll see what they can do with it.
Well, good teams don't just have that one play. You know, they may have a higher percentage play that they go to a lot on their power play, but good teams have, you know, 2 or 3 or even 4 options to go to, and so we'll see what they try and employ on this power play.
Batchelder back in behind the net, chips a little sauce there for Middlestad, one-timer.
Oh, jeez.
That one absolutely went up high on Holt as he's got a sting there.
Yeah.
He went down on one knee to the bench as he's fighting that one off.
That's the first time we've seen a blue liner for Eden Prairie just wind up and tag one, and he had the time and space to do it. Unfortunately, his own player in front of the net took the brunt.
I did say it was going to be a slobber knocker.
Oof.
And we're seeing that up close and personal here from the rec center, or community center. Langenbrunner in deep. Knocked away from him by the senior James Callahan as he's going to regain. Nice job by Middlestead. Kick that free leg out. Here they come. Stewart, the freshman to the outside, looks to muscle his way in, puts on the brakes. Oh, he dangles. That shot's pushed wide of the mark. He ran out of room. Watch this replay, Mike. This is going to be something.
Well, it just dangles, and when he does run out of room, he puts the brakes on. Everybody, like, flies right by, just like Top Gun, and then he still gets a little
All right,
bit.
Goose.
He gets a little bit of a chance there, although the net did get knocked off by Eden Prairie. Just smart use of his time and space, because you don't have he knew he couldn't muscle his way to the net, so he threw the brakes on and gave himself a little bit more time.
Face-off played back in behind now. It's going to be Cam Langfels. 32 to go on the power play. Langfels stick checked again from behind. That by Stewart. Now it's Thompson with it. Winds and blasts the glass there, sending Eli Andrews for the... Whoa, look out. That one off the stick there of Hayes. That nearly hit the heel and then went straight wickets. Wow. They had a high stick though anyway, so we're going to face off in the Eagle zone.
A lot of one-and-dones for Benilde-St. Margaret. Getting chances, no question about that, and they are shorthanded. But in this game so far, they are not seeing those lovely secondary opportunities, and a lot of that has to do with the size and strength and skill of the Eden Prairie blue line.
Zach Hayes very relaxed, very comfortable in the nets for the Eagles. Over to the left side for Brown. Benilde-St, right wing for Batchelder. Turned away by Yakish. Batchelder looks back up toward the middle. Off the bench. Oh, there's Langenbrunner. Off the bench comes the Red Knights' Aiden Wallstrom as they'll play this one behind the net. Thompson is there. Limesand pounces and covers with 14:38 to go here in the second.
No, good to see Drew Holt back in front of the net. He's the one who took that shot on the one-timer from the blue line just about a minute and a half ago, and he was right back out there, standing in his spot. That's where you learn courage, when you take a stinger like that, and then you come right back out and you get right back in the same spot.
Up to the line it goes. There's a shot from far out by Langfells. That's in on goal.
Once again, I like decisions that blue liners make, that they don't overplay it. Just get that puck through. That was a good hard snapshot through traffic. Goaltender made a good save, no rebound. But just the idea of not overplaying the puck in a situation where you may not have a ton of options. You make a smart, easy play, and hopefully that play creates something beyond that. In this case, it did not, but it still was the right decision.
Bump pass for Conley.
Oh, boy.
At center, he was railed by Luloff,
Oh.
and that was heavyweight hit there. Back up to the line, now it's Luloff again. Rister, that's off the glass. The Karen bounces away from Jake Casey as it'll roll in toward Hayes as he plays over for Cam Langfells. He's going to be flushed by Gino Gotti. Now it's going to be Langfells angling through center. Stays on the puck, looks to the middle for Luloff. That's turned aside by Limesand. Look out, quick shot. That one hits traffic on the way through. Nice save by Limesand. Net gets knocked off, and we'll reset.
Well, Luloff with that big hit. And don't kid yourself, boys will be boys. And even if their coach has told them, okay, guys, we don't need to avenge Blake on every single play for the rest of the game. But that's part of being a hockey player. And so we'll see how physical this one does get. You don't want it to take away from your game. But, when you lose a top player like that, every single player remembers it.
Object of the game is to win first. And then, the scores are usually on the scoreboard. Like I said, it's not like you can drop the gloves at this level. So there's not much, and cooler heads usually do prevail. We didn't see it here, that Blake hit, as we are discussing that. He obviously, if you're just joining us, Jackson Blake left the game, the dynamic forward for the Eden Prairie Eagles with a leg injury. That's about all we know right now.
When a top player is injured, players don't care whether it was clean or not. It's the fact that he's not there.
Down to the low slot area, turned aside. Eagles, offensive zone time here. Shot by Hartle was turned aside by Limesand. As the Eagles have had a nice start to this period. It's been pretty much in the Red Knight zone. And a whistle on the play. They have a tripping call. We had our basketball soccer whistle we heard.
You love that thing.
It just drives me nuts.
You love it.
It's in his left hand. See that?
At least it's not. At least it's not one of those party favor ones that kind of rolls.
Oh
up.
yeah, it rolls out.
At least
with it, yeah.
At least it's still a whistle.
Because when it snaps, when the paper snaps louder than the whistle itself.
So we have another power play here, and Eden Prairie, just getting more and more opportunity to extend that lead.
Pushed off the boards now. Now Ellings is going to go. This is the Eagles' third power play. They're 1 for 2 with the man advantage. Turned over. Here comes Marshall back at center. Gives it over to Bassan to the right wing side. Langenbrunner jumps into this one as he's going to turn this up ice. Oh, he lost the handle. And it's going to be swatted in by Marshall. Marshall and Bassan, two of the bigger forwards on this Red Knights roster. Plenty of power play, PK, and first line chores for these two. Now it's going to be Batchelder to Langenbrunner across the line. Holt lost the stick. Good to see he shook off the ill effects of the aftershocks of that blast he took up high. Benilde-St pinches down the boards. He tries to work it away from Callahan as they'll muscle it back into the center ice area. Langenbrunner works it rink wide for Brown. Now sidesteps a would-be hit from Marshall. Sarsland is there. 1 minute to go in the power play. 11:42 in the period. Now Benilde-St down low as he's going to turn away from Callahan. Benilde-St's going to look to leave for Batchelder. They'll bump the boards. Nice play by Callahan. And the length of the ice it goes as the Red Knights will change the PK unit. Langenbrunner will accelerate. Stewart watching him. They'll leave back for the oncoming Carter Batchelder. He can fly. Across the line he goes. Gets stick checked on the way in. On the play there was Nick Mikan. Now they're going to play this one to the near side. Luloff reaches and handles. Luloff now gets this one back up for Langenbrunner. Side steps to the right wing side. Was that knocked away there, Mike, by Limestone stick?
It was deflected, and then Holt almost backhanded it into the net. That stick may have kept it wide of the net, but he had a whole open cage to slide that into, but he was in an awkward position.
Luloff forced wide behind the net. There's 2 to go on the power play. We're now even. Nice check by Yakish. That's gathered in by the Eagles. They'll play that up. Marble was there. That shot by Langfeld's blocked as he gets it back at the line. He's checked on the play by Dockman. And now it's going to be Peltier across for the Eagles. Loading, shooting. That one off the glass. Over to the left wing side. Luloff touches that into the corner. And Yakish on the battle comes away with it as he skates away from Marble. Now it's going to be Coring with it. Left wing side. Hartle will play ahead. Swung back in by the Eagles' Marble. And now it's Mikan across center. He'll chip this one in. He'll change while he's at the bench. And back in behind is Langfels as he'll outlet. Check is thrown there. And now Callahan. This one's settled into kind of a defensive tussle here between these two teams. I thought we'd have fire wagon hockey up and down, but they're taking space away as well as any teams, both of these teams.
I'll tell you one thing it is there's a lot of power plays, and that messes up the rhythm of both teams always. Even if it's messing it up in a positive sense,
correct.
It still messes up their rhythm.
Up to the right wing side now. It's going to be Johnson to play this one in deep. Callahan is there. He looks to get away from one man as they'll try to push this ahead. Ristow is there, helping him as well as Callahan. Now it's pulled off the wall by Dockman, back in behind Callahan. He'll try and find an open Sarsland and does. Sarsland will bump the boards for Dockman. Left wing, nice feed to the right side. That's off the stick though of Wallstrom, who knocks that in deep. Now it's Britton. He's got Jorgensen open up ice. He'll be, look at that. He absolutely slapped that, and he missed that official by about an inch.
Yeah, official had some cat-like reflexes right there.
That was impressive.
He must have been a figure skater in his past life.
Yeah, he sure looked like it. The Russian judge gave him a 10.
Yep.
Now there's a pass. A shot by Bassan that just misses the mark. Now it's going to be Batchelder back up through center. It's pace and tempo across the line as he's stopped. And here they come back the other way. It's going to be Bassan with it. 3-on-2. Bassan, Conley, and Marshall. Marshall looked to go down low to find Bassan. That didn't work. Marshall gets it back, lays this one back into the corner. That's deflected. Want to pull that away from Holt. Didn't work. To the neutral zone. Holt off the boards, knocked away by Yakish. Now picked up by Benilde-St. He's checked on the play. Bassan's going to pick it up across the line. Here's Bassan. Loads. Nope. Back into the corner. Try to find Conley to the slot area. That's right off the pad of Hayes. And it's played back to center.
Well, they found their rhythm back again. And sometimes it takes a few shifts to get back into the cycle of rotating the lines because you have quite a few of the same players out there, power play, penalty kill.
And Holt takes the feed from Batchelder, and you could see the tempo and the open ice through center and the transitional play. Very entertaining hockey here from the Eden Prairie Community Center.
They've got their players squared away again with their proper lines and rotating them through like they want to. And, even if you don't score on your power plays, like for Eden Prairie, that's still a big benefit, even if you're not scoring on them, because, Benilde-St. Margaret has to keep the same penalty killers out there. The goaltenders got a lot of crouch time. You're in their zone. They're always skating backwards. So it's, it's a benefit even if you don't score.
What a save made there by Hayes once again. Stewart, right wing side. Now the Red Knights are kind of coming in waves. Back in behind the net. It's pulled out of there and taken up ice by Feinberg. The center iceman to the right wing side, knocked away momentarily there by Sarsland, and that's Limestone with the save, and now it's Mortensen. Angles over to the left, now back to the right. Mortensen out for a skate. He's going to let a wrister go. Pad save, rebound. Ooh, there was a good look and opportunity again for Drew Stewart.
Still no second chances, though. They're getting closer, though.
The one and dones. Oh, nice job to fight off that check. Down on the play goes Sarsland. And now it's going to be picked up by Langfels. Turned over. Oh, Risto had a golden opportunity there. And they're going to be still offside as Mikan muscles his way in there. Might take that one all the way down, or at least to center.
Well, you're right. Benilde, I think, is realizing that they need to press the pace here and try and take as much advantage as they can with their speed. Running out of time even in this period. And they arrested any goals against them in this period so far. The opportunistic ones, we've seen Eden Prairie with a couple of power plays that they did not take advantage of. So now Benilde, I think, is starting to say we need to start turning the tables here, momentum-wise.
With 6.5 to go in the second period, offside at the line, I would say that Zach Hayes might be the difference maker right now.
He is. He's made some very good saves, but and not taking anything away from him, he has had to make very good saves off of either the rush or other situations, but one save at a time. And, you know, I'll tell you right now, from a goaltending perspective, if you can make a goaltender have to move and make a second save, that's where you're going to score goals. And, you know, Benilde-St. Margaret has not that they're not efforting in that way, but credit to Eden Prairie for not allowing them to get those second chances.
One and done, as you like to say. That's behind Dockman. We're going to bring an icing call all the way back into the red knight zone.
We don't see the ice times, but
oh, look who's back!
Oh boy, look at that!
Oh my word!
Wow.
Well, he went from not being able to put any weight on. Uh-oh, he's going to be.
Yeah, well, they're going to go at him again. I mean, they're going to make him have to earn every bit of ice.
Well, he's fought off whatever cross-check to Sars, and he gave him two. So we'll see if he's settling a score. Conley backdoor Marshall loads. Oh, what a feed there for the oncoming Bassan. Now Blake with it, lays that one ahead. Well, this game's taken on a different complexion already. There he is, Blake.
He doesn't, you know what? And
he's a little ginger, though.
He does not look very, sturdy out there, and so hopefully he's able to kind of lock down his skating stride that he had in the first period.
I was talking about how gorgeous it was, and you could tell there's a chance down low. They score! Oh, Batchelder with his second. That was poked along the wall, and look at that. It's 3-0. The guy's on the ice for one shift.
Yeah, and don't kid yourself. He made a lot of that happen. First of all, because he draws a lot of attention. Whether he's got the puck or not, guys know where Blake is. But in this case, he helped keep the puck in the zone, and that just rotated it back, and that puck got poked through. And you come back, you want to knock my guy out. My guy comes back, and he's a catalyst for a 3-0 lead.
I'm speechless at this stage of the game. I just.
Hey, well, you know what? Another humdinger, though, right?
Absolutely. There's so many levels to it.
This is not a 3-0 game.
No, it's
There's
not.
no way this is a
not.
3-0 game. This game has been a lot tighter, and a good bounce one way or the other, and it could be a one-goal score. So this has been a pretty good game so far.
Yakish plays that one up to Wallstrom, and now Yakish will play this one back. Looks long ahead. Oh, just missing the stick there of Ryan Gearin, and icing will be the call.
Well, trying to extend some passes now, and just get some stretch passes to get themselves up the ice with a bit of speed, because Benilde has had some pretty good line rushes in the second half of this period, and they're trying to make one of them pay off for them.
I want to know what athletic trainer Gary Smith has in that bag of his.
Yeah, I need one every time I get out of bed in the morning.
No. Exactly. Now it's Middlestad with it. He's bothered on the play by Mortensen, gets away from Stewart. Middlestad and Stewart have had a nice little battle here, the freshman and senior. Ellings now, look out, here he comes up ice. Ellings looks wide, Didn't have many options there as Stewart and Mortensen now both kind of went away from the puck. They'll battle in the corner. Down the wall come the Eagles. That was Drew Casey on the play. Now it's going to be picked up by Tyler Johnson. Shovels to center. Reed gloves down. Reed will send some sauce over for Sarsland. Now it's going to be picked up by Stuart Johnson. Muscled it away, but Stewart said, not going to happen, not in my house. Now it's going to be Reed near side for Ellings. Played that one ahead for Stewart. Ellings looked back into the Eagles zone as Langfels comes away with it. He looked to the right wing side, said no, and plays that one in deep. We're down to 4 minutes now remaining here in the third. Reed better hurry because Riku Brown is tough off that end wall. Brown with a nice battle there as he plays that for the Eagles. Now it's Reed as he's bumped. Picked up now by Sarsland, back over to the right wing side. Marshall looks ahead for Bassan. Got a stick on that. They're going to have an icing either way. So bring it back into the Red Knight zone.
Again, you just see decent forecheck here by Eden Prairie. And when you see a lot of icings to one side, and we've seen a few here now by Benilde, they're trying these little stretch passes or trying these one pass exits out of their zone, which is fine if you're connecting. But it just tells you that they're being pressed into their zone a little bit when those aren't connecting, and they're basically creating icing calls.
Pushed in on goal as Brown was there. Be sure to follow us at the MNHockeyTV, at MNHockeyTV on Twitter. We have highlights of these games of the week. And also don't forget about Tradition Companies at Tradition Co.
Tradition Co.
Off the end boards. Mikan was there. Watched by Britton. Mikan gets it back. He takes in across the line. Try to go inside there. As down on the ice he goes. Oh, they have a man open. Risto trying to pull the trigger. Gets it back. Pad save and a beauty. Oh, there's Hayes to turn the pillow down and make a good one.
Risto's had a few good looks in this hockey game, and they've been created by him. He's done a great job of using that small frame to get into those spaces, and he's created a few good opportunities, but just can't get it to get past Hayes.
Mikan looked ahead to Dockman as it's taken away there by Langenbrunner. Ooh, Peter Brady jumped back in here with the voice crack. Now it's going to be Feinberg. Time for change. One of my favorite episodes of all time. Risto back in behind the net. Now it's going to be picked up by Feinberg. Luke Middlestad with it. Jay Casey's shot's blocked. Now Dockman comes away, shovels this one up in the air. Middlestad lays that one down. Now he'll chip this ahead for Blake. Second shift since the injury. Ooh, he gets hit there. You watch that closely every time now. Ahead they go with it. Now Hayes goes through the crease area there. Blake is going to wait for it as he has Batchelder across the line. Here's Blake, pulls and shoots, saved by Limesand. Another shot and a save, rebound, knocked away off the boards. Batchelder with it.
Such a smart play there by Blake. If you know what he was doing, he was waiting for the players to cross in front of the goaltender's eyes before he shot that, and that's when he released it. My goodness, that just shows a heads-up mentality and being able to, just the hockey sense is amazing.
Middlestad near side, Jay Casey. Ooh, went high, blocker pad save. Batchelder wanted to go base hit, didn't get it. Swig and a miss. And that one's going to be whistled down.
Net's off again. It's been kicked off a couple times. They don't have, I'm not sure what they're holding it with, toothpicks or what, because that net keeps getting kicked off.
Basically are.
And I know you can't put the big sturdy pipes in there because you don't want guys getting hurt, but you need to have a little bit of grip there. That's it. Goaltenders use those to push off of these days.
Was that the Mark Howe rule? Didn't he get hurt really bad?
Well, that was different. That was when they had the metal
big,
piece.
Long post.
No, but that was the metal piece inside the middle of the net on the.
Oh, he went inside it.
He went inside the net, and that's when that had that big metal piece.
And that's when the pads came together. Where they put the padding back there because they used to come out to the middle.
Yeah, so now they don't. They got rid of that. There's a few different redesigns of the net, and now everybody wants to make them. Make the net even bigger. Instead of just redesigning it, they want them bigger.
I'm so glad they haven't.
That's an interesting argument. We could talk about that all day, you know.
Well, make the gear smaller.
Well, I
Put
agree.
them in the stuff that you and I had to wear.
Well, trust me, if I showed you pictures of, you know, it was just the gear was there to kind of protect you, not for stopping purposes.
It hurt every time. Over to the near side, it's going to be Yakish with it. Submarines, a check from Jorgensen, and icing the call. 1:20 to go here in the second from the Eden Prairie Community Center, the Eagles and the Red Knights.
Benilde-St. Margaret just needs something good to happen. I mean, they need to maybe get a looper in there somehow, just one to kind of deflect off someone or something, get in the net, in order to give them a little more confidence in their game, because they've had some looks, but right now they're just not getting through. Be
sure to stay tuned on Twitter for nice blocker pad save by Hayes for the upcoming Chick-fil-A play of the game presented by Chick-fil-A Chanhassen. That place is packed. The lines are incredible. Now it's played over for Callahan. Near side for Sarsland. Ahead he goes for Conley. Conley lays that one up. Played rink wide. Mike, by the way, that Chick-fil-A Chanhassen, I believe, used to be Gold Medal Sports, Mike Ramsey's old place. Now Conley with it, and Chan.
So it's got a good pedigree then.
It does. It's got a good karma.
Yeah.
Good man. Now across the line, there's Conley with it. They play that one rink wide. Yakish will guide that back in deep. 26 to go in the period. Now it's going to be Langfells with it. Looks over to the right wing side. He's going to carry this through center and just be content to shovel in deep. Eagles will get a new set of forwards out. Thompson over skates. Look out. Turnover. Back in behind. There's a shot through Casey. Oh, where did it go? Up in the air. Back down. Limestone. Johnny on the spot to get that covered up. Hartle had the bid. Off the end boards to Casey. Look at this.
Yeah, just fed right out in front. The shot, it flips up in the air off the goaltender, and he was able to find it eventually down in front of him. But, you know what that play created by? Nothing fancy. There was just a high looping dump in into the far corner, and a good forecheck, maybe a little bit of a miscue defensively for Benilde. But the point is you get a good scoring chance just by getting it into a soft area.
Langenbrunner quickly pushes that one through, as that'll close out the period.
Well, so, more entertainment, and again, I'm actually a little surprised that Benilde has not been able to take advantage of a couple of their opportunities, because they've had good opportunities, but just not a consistent pressure, or like I said, second or third chances that are going to get the puck past Hayes.
And they're getting them on. That's the one thing, and I don't think they've pushed many wide. That's been the one thing that was a big theme for Ken Pauley, so he needs to be pleased with that. Jackson Blake, of course, back into the second period. First shift out, what do? They score a goal. What a surprise, right? I mean, and you know, he's not moving great. You know, the question you have for that is, you know, you've been around the NHL level. If you're an NHL scout, he's clearly going to be on the list here. First rounder, I don't know, but
you got to look for catalysts, and that's what he is. I mean, even like I said,
and to play like that too.
Yeah, he's got a bum leg, obviously, and he really didn't have to have the puck in order to make things happen. He just draws attention for good reason, and that's why guys like that are catalysts for goal scoring.
You can tell he loves the game too.
Yeah.
Hockey Night Minnesota presented by Tradition Companies. We're going to take a time out and hear from Tradition Companies, a great organization here in the Twin Cities supporting the community and also making games like this possible for you to enjoy year after year after year. We'll take a time out. When we come back, we'll have what should be a very entertaining third period. Hockey Night Minnesota presented by Tradition Companies continues.
The history of Tradition Capital Bank goes back to 2005. There were a couple different companies in existence already, Tradition Mortgage and Tradition Wealth Management. And I had known Eric Hendrickson, the president of Tradition Mortgage. Another gentleman by the name of Reed Evenson knew a gentleman by the name of Tip Ennebeck and said, hey, how cool would it be to start a bank someday to really serve our clients, not only on the mortgage side of things, not only on the wealth management side of the business, but to have a bank that can serve all their needs. And so we literally, with a group of investors back in 2005, $10 million of capital, started Tradition Capital Bank. Since 2005, we've grown every year, year over year, just taking care of clients through relationships. We're all about relationships at Tradition, and we want to take care of our clients well. We started with $10 million in capital, and 15 years later, coming into our 15th year of business, we are now an $850 million bank that has a business banking division that serves small business clients. We have a private banking division that serves clients individually. And we also have a construction development and mortgage business that works nicely with our other companies, providing housing to thousands of people year over year. At Tradition, we're a high-touch, high-tech bank. And what I mean by that is we have one-on-one relationships with all of our clients. When you walk in, we know you by name, yet when it's Saturday night and you're working on things, you can do online banking, mobile banking, and have access to all of the technology that all the big banks have to offer. So you get the best of both worlds, high touch, high tech.
And we welcome you back to the Eden Prairie Community Center. The Eagles and the Red Knights, period number 3 underway. 3-0 Eagle lead, 2 in the first, 1 in the second. And now it's Langfells with it through center ice as he finds an opening and sends that in. Callahan watched by Batchelder. Now Callahan lays on it, sits on it. Benilde-St gloves partially. Now Conley across the line. Asher Conley wanted to open up and let it fly. Lost the handle. Oh, a nice save there. Bassan with another look. Jackson Bassan has had a game here. Now it's going to be Blake, takes a slash there as he turns it back up ice. Very gingerly skating in across the line. Blake will have this one knocked away from him as Callahan watches him to the corner. Puck will roll up to the line. Langenbrunner skates into that, sends a shot pass toward the goal mouth area. They had Marshall open in the neutral, but Conley had that one shut down, stayed on it though neatly. Now it's a 1-on-2. He has some support coming in. Bassan back in behind the net. Now Bassan with it, watched by Langenbrunner. Batchelder taken away there by Mortensen. Shallow angle shot that's turned aside. Bassan looks this one back up high. Now it's Ellings with it. Grant Ellings into the corner, plays this off the boards over to the far side. Yakish dumps to the corner, glove down by Ellings. Ellings finds the right point with Thompson, who fans on that. Stewart was there. Now Ellings back up high for Thompson, too far for him. And they'll be forced to regroup into their own zone as Lime Sand sticks over for Thompson. Tough one to handle. Mortensen knocks that out of there. Nice job. Ellings now, left wing shot. Glove save, 1 and done.
That's going to be the mark of the game here. And not through lack of effort, though, because Benilde came out with a good pace here early in this third period, just trying to see if they can spark something. Like I said, if you once you get that one goal, things might start rolling for you. But until you do, you just keep knocking at that door, and you just can't gain that confidence and momentum that you need to maybe roll it back.
You can't get frustrated either. Well, you got to stay with it, not give in.
That's a tough part.
Now it's Yakish off the glass. Mikan knocks that in. Dockman tried to find the end wall there, but Luke Benilde-St comes away with it as he's bumped by Dockman. Feinberg over for Britton. Left wing feed for Brown. Now it's Risto who's going to send that back in and icing the call.
Well, Eden Prairie can be, I don't want to say patient. They can be a little bit more methodical about their game. They don't have to, they don't have to open up. They don't have to treat this game like it's a track meet like we thought we would see early in the game, which we did a little bit. They can just be very smart about their game now and do all those little cliche things that coaches like to spit out, but are very true in a situation like this. Get the puck out, get the puck in. Don't take chances with it. Make sure you got guys back. All those types of things. They sound like just white noise.
Yeah.
After in certain circumstances, but in circumstances like this, here's where they ring true. Here's where you say, all those things that you kind of gloss over. Mm-hmm. Here's where when you're winning 3-0 in a game against a team that has the ability to come back, then you follow all those things.
Finishing is always the trickiest thing to do. There's a wrister from Sarsland that's blocked. That might have hit Marshall on the way in.
Yeah, he reacted like it did.
Absolutely, but he gets it back and lets a shot go that's blocked. Now Conley sends that in on goal, steered aside by Hayes. And they look ahead to Luloff. Luloff 3-on-3 across the line. Misses the mark. The big carom all the way back around. Marshall uses the foot. Nice job. Up to Stewart. Marble gets in on him. Now it's going to be Jake Casey behind the net. Casey will try to accelerate away from Stewart, who hounds him with a stick lift. Now from center, it's played back in by Jorgensen. Up to the near boards for Langfells. Stuck out of there by Yakish as he's going to carry. Brady Yakish through center. Tries to make a move on Langfells. Hayes guides around for Holt. Mortensen is there, comes away with it. Knocked away from him. Jake Casey now back up for Holt. He's checked on the play. Over to the far boards it goes. Batchelder and Mortensen do battle. They jostle. Oh, that got through to Thompson. His shot's deflected. Holt got the stick there. Nice job by the winger.
Well, if that did get through, there was nothing around there. It was all white sweaters in front of that net, although it did get deflected up into the netting. But it's tough to get pucks through. I got to say that this this decor for Eden Prairie. They're like a wall back there.
They're big, they're mobile,
yeah.
Their angles are good, and they have offensive skill. Now it's Sarsland with it, plays along for Callahan. Mikan closed on quickly there by Drew Casey. Now Sarsland steps into this puck from center. Goes down on the play, delayed penalty. It's going to be Drew Casey for a hook. Both officials jumped on that one.
We'll see if Benilde-St. Margaret is able to jump on this opportunity. Things don't happen in a flash, so if you don't score on this power play, all of a sudden things start to mount even more than they are right now. You score on this one, all of a sudden you give yourself a chance to use that momentum to get back in.
Clean win for Marshall, took it from Stewart. Sarsland could be a key point in this hockey game right here. Off the far boards it goes. Stewart is there. Rung hard around the wall, took a nice bump up off the glass as Blake comes away with it. Batchelder kicks this one back onto his stick as he'll carry behind as here comes Mortensen. Batchelder then will play keep away and send this one back into the Red Knight zone. Bumped off the boards, here comes Marshall. Marshall, wow, sent some sauce there. And somehow there's a nice feed and a scoring chance. Would you give me a replay?
Blake made a great pass there without his stick.
Watch
right
this.
here, watch. He gets blocked. It knocks it out of his hands. What does he do? He kicks it to the open guy. Almost gets a good scoring chance. It trickles to the goaltender. But
if you'd have got an assist on that.
Oh, you'd have jumped out of the stands.
I would have lost it. I was just said, okay. What do you do?
Well, that's
Sarsland to the right wing side now for Callahan. Cross the line now, 1:10 to go in the power play. Sarsland again. Now Callahan. Back into the corner. Bisson with it. Looked toward the middle, said no. Now Callahan, quick snapper, that's blocked by Langenbrenner. Fanned on by Bisson now for Sarsland. He has Marshall open to the near side. Callahan lays it through, and there's a redirect that nearly found its way to the back of the net by Bisson. Bisson now with it, tried to force that one to the slot area. That's blocked away by Holt. Now with his speed, Sarsland's going to have to hurry, as Sarsland now is going to be flushed, try to protect his way around the net, and he's knocked into it. I bet you this faceoff comes in outside, though. Oh, no, they're going to keep it in.
Well, when you're facing a team like Eden Prairie, who has, like I said, those big, strong mobile defense, you have to have clean passes. You have to have clean plays, because you think about their reach. I mean, they're already covering more square footage than you want.
No question.
And so if you're not making clean passes, you're just doing their job for them.
Yakish is mobile, tough. Plays this one across the line behind. He and Middlestad come together there. Now Ellings, 18 to go on the power play, gets a little help from Mikan. Ellings and Langfels. Langfels is a strong man off that far wall. Back up through center it goes. Red Knights come away with it. Yakish will angle his way through center. Finds his opening, plays it in. Hayes, nice job to cut it off. Middlestat behind to the far side they go. Nice quick outlet by the Eagles. They're looking to go tic-tac-toe, but the Red Knights shut it down. Yakish avoids a check there. And now the left wing side it goes. Middlestat again. Chips it to the near boards. Hartle will play that off the stick. Yakish again on it. Watched by Brown. Oh, the big frame and a big pad save. Wow, he threw that left pad out quickly.
It needed to. That was a hard shot. That was a hard fought battle there, and it was a hard shot. Good
Everything
save.
evolved quickly. Now Conley races in across the line. He'll try to bump off for Risto. Now Brown will come away. Now he lost an edge, but there's Britton. Puck support's been real good for the Eagles. Britton back up ice. Left wing side for Feinberg. Thompson off the glass. Glove down by Dockman. Try to play this one ahead. Did get it to center. That was Peltier to make the play to Britton. Far side for Feinberg. Reed is there. Feinberg tries to get inside. Nice positional play by Reed off the end boards. Reed will chase this one to the corner as he looks ahead to Brown. Brown up for Britton. That's off his outstretched stick. Look out. Dockman was there, but knocked away by Langenbrenner. Heady play. Now Feinberg dances across the line. Watched by Thompson. Leaves off for Brown. Stockman with the stick check. Brown into the corner. Peltier is there. Now it's Callahan, taken away by Feinberg. Back up. No, back out of the zone they go. Nice stick there to make that play. It was Wallstrom for the Red Knights. They try to work it through the slot area. Nice defensive play there by Benilde-St. Back into the neutral zone. Now it's going to be Reed back over for Callahan. Gets away from Batchelder. Across the line with Bassan. Leaves it off. Shot! That one just misses the mark. Now it's Blake. Watched by Bassan. Now off the end boards.
You talk about when you want to hit the net.
Right there.
That is right there.
That one misses the mark.
Granted, he was trying to shoot it around a defender and pick a corner, but that's where you got to make the goaltender beat you.
Now here's Blake across the line as he tries to find some room. Oh, now he turns it back to the slot area on about a half a leg. Off the boards now for Langenbrunner. He dances up to the right wing side. Back into the corner for Holt. He's checked by Callahan. And now it's going to be Holt again. Deflected away by Marshall, up and out of play. 8:37. This is just like a lightning fast third period.
There haven't been a lot of whistles. There have been a lot of back and forth play, but not a lot of whistles here.
Coring shot in on goal. That's stopped by Limestone again. We'll reset.
More face-offs down at this end, the better it benefits Eden Prairie, who are just kind of just playing the game right now. They're not pressing. They're not doing anything, trying to do anything super fancy. They're just playing the game. They have that 3-0 cushion.
Back in deep goes Ellings.
Ooh, that deflected right in on the goaltender, and Hayes makes another save. It was a crazy carom, and it might have hit maybe even his own defender off the skate or something. Or maybe, no, that was a shot. I'm sorry. It was a good effort. Good effort in there. Benilde-St. Margaret got in there with a good chance, and it looked like it was Drew Stewart that stuck his nose in there and actually got a good scoring chance.
Was determined. I just got this from the penalty box area. Joe Cook, part of the MNHockeyTV family, said that it's being called a sprained ankle for Jackson Blake. And if he were in the National Football League or MLB, he'd be out for about 6 to 8 weeks.
I'm not going to go anywhere there. Near there.
Paid. How do I get that job? Right?
Oh.
Paid vacation, I like to call it. We'll reset now in the Eagle zone.
Well, he certainly came back out and made a difference, and he's had the puck a lot when he has been out there.
Hartle. Ahead it goes now to Johnson, 2-on-2. He's got Drew Casey with him. Reed to the corner defensively. Plays the body there for the Red Knights. Risto. Mikan now waits on it. Ahead it goes off the stick of Middlestead, deflects up off Mikan's stick, so we'll face off inside the Red Knight zone.
Just no answers here. Benilde-St. Margaret just can't find that, whatever that extra little bit is to put the puck in the net. They just cannot. Not through lack of effort and not through lack of some chances, but just can't find that extra little bit.
Wow. First save, show me a replay there. First save by Limestone, turns it aside. Quick butterfly slide, gets it, gobbles it, takes it off the crest. This is terrific goaltending right here.
You know why it's terrific goaltending is because, as you said, both of them off the chest. If you can get your center mass in front of that puck every single time, I'm telling you right now, I've never seen someone put it right through someone's body yet. It never happened yet. So
the key word is yet.
You keep putting that crest. If it keeps hitting the crest, you're doing the right.
You're pretty good shape.
You're doing the right thing. Let's put it this way: you're doing the right thing.
You know, you're mentioning the Red Knights, and just not being able to come up with any goals at this stage of the game. But and they're working, and you don't sense they're frustrated. I think that's an important takeaway here.
Well, they keep getting chances.
Oh, look at that feed! Look at that save. Middlestead with the one-timer. Now he'll glove this one away over to the near boards as he's jammed by Marshall. Marshall's had a nice game for the Red Knights here tonight. Now it's Callahan. Back across the line, knocked off his stick. Conley checked down by Blake, who comes away with it. Gets away from one man. Now it's Batchelder. Now he turns a 2-on-3 into something. Oh, they nearly had Blake trailing there. Blake tried to make a move there, tried to find his way through traffic. Now Ellings says no. Back in across line, Ellings for Stewart. Tried to make a play there, but Langenbrunner was impressive and broke that up.
It's it's like you're trying to get around an oak tree. It's just you got to skate that much further to get around a guy that has that kind of reach.
An oak tree that's in position all the time. I mean, it makes it even worse. A moving oak tree. As that one shoveled up over the glass, nearly takes Legacy Hockey's Lauren Nelson out with the camera up over the glass there. One of the good guys in hockey.
Now another face-off. Guess where?
Red Knight zone.
A lot of zone time here for Eden Prairie, and that's the best way to play defense right there.
A lot of offensive zone time for sure. Now it's going to be Mortensen with Britton watching him. Mortensen forced wide, stays on the puck from the corner. Back up for Thompson. He'll play that off the end boards. Britton, oh, that one trickled its way toward the goal mouth area. Bounding puck. Ellings was there. Knocked to the left point, picked up now by Feinberg, fanned on it. Bumps off the boards, to center it goes. Now it's going to be Stewart, gets away from one man, gives over to the near side for Thompson. Finds an opening, plays this one in. Now Mortensen puts on the brakes. Mortensen now off the end boards. Britton will take over for the Eagles. On the move is Brown as he runs into a check. Gearin was there, now Brown comes away with it. Brown from center, Feinberg comes away. And now it's going to be Brown again. Looking towards center was Wallstrom. Now it's Gearin. Gearin again with some help to the near side. Lays this one up. Sarsland will take over from the neutral zone. He's got Gotti with him. Wallstrom to the net. And there's the big pad of the goaltender. Once again, Zach Hayes has shut that down with 5 to go here in the third.
Yet another line rush here for Benilde-St. Margaret, but just got to start compounding on their opportunities and see if they can win a faceoff.
Over to the near boards. Callahan off the glass. Jorgensen over to the far side. Tried to play this one ahead, but that's cut down by Dockman in front. Oh, he tried to find Risto. Instead, it's the Eagles. Luloff takes the feed from Jorgensen. Luloff across the line, escapes away from trouble. Now he gets away from Mike. And how's she going there? Now it's Jake Casey from the right side. Knocked away, back in behind. Reed was there. Now they go off the glass. Jake Casey may have gotten a piece, but they're going to still stay in ice. And back the other way we go again in the Red Knight zone for another offensive zone faceoff.
Well, this doesn't bode well for Benilde-St. Margaret, even taking the goaltender out a little bit early, like pulling an old Patrick Waugh move, because the puck's always down in that end anyway. So it might be a tough play even to pull that stunt.
From the out-of-town scoreboard in the Class A Gentry Academy, leads Breck by a score of 5-0 after 2. And Breck is pretty impressive. I mean, most teams are getting beat by massive numbers. We're getting another out-of-town scoreboard look here. This involves the Red Knights of Benilde-St. Margaret's girls. Is it 1-0? With 4 minutes left, they scored on the Hornets. So, they're down 1-0. The Hornets scored. Now it's Holt with it. Section foes, those two girls' teams are. Over to the near boards. Batchelder walks and shoots. Nice stick save there by Lime. Stand in front it goes. Conley comes away. They looked up, saw the big man, Langenbrunner, bearing down on him. Coring now back pedals into his own zone. 3:33 to go. His pass ahead for Holt misses the mark as he deflects that one in. And now it's going to be Yakish with Holt forechecking him. Blake makes the read, nearly forces the turnover. Now Yakish skates away from the forecheck, gets over for Marshall. Drop pass Conley off the glass. Back off the stick now, Blake with some room. He'll carry this one in across the line, look to go outside. He was checked on the play. And it's Holt with it now. Now it's Conley. Stewart through center ice. Puts on the brakes. Wrist shot that's deflected up off the netting. That was Langfell's in there defensively for the Eagles.
Nothing clean. Benilde-St. Margaret just has nothing clean into the zone and always have a stick or a body or something in the way.
Contested constantly.
Yep,
yeah.
and that's the way you defend.
You have to commit to that too. You know, you guys, it's easy to do it every once in a while.
They haven't relented all game long.
No, and that's
been
impressive.
the way they've done it all game long, and so to your point, they're committed to it.
And when they get through, there's the blocker pad of Hayes to make the save. Mortensen back into the corner for Stewart. This has been a really well-played game, though, high end between these two teams. Mortensen tries to play this one down toward the goal mouth area. Now Stewart back behind the net. He goes down on the play. They got a delayed penalty coming up. That's going to be on Tyler Johnson. They got a trip for him.
But you know what? It was all in the course of doing, again, the things that allowed them to defend all game long. He tried to get a good stick, but instead he got the stick under the skate. But still, the idea of getting the stick out there, making them have to stick on around a wider radius is that's been their power all game long from a defensive standpoint.
Red Knights are going after it. They're going to bring Limesand off. They call the timeout.
Why not? At this point, you have a two-man advantage here. You score a goal with the power play, then you keep the goaltender out. If you
score quickly, you have some time to pot another one.
What you formulate a little panic. That's what you want to do, is create a little bit of chaos. So you score a quick one here, and no, I know it's unlikely, but you score a quick one, you create some chaos, maybe a little doubt. You get another one, then it's game on.
Well, then it's showtime to the end. So the Blake Bears leading St. Thomas Academy 1-0 after 2. Blake's been an interesting team this year. They came out and hammered Wayzata pretty well, caught the attention of yours truly. And then they have another loss where you say, where'd that one come from? And now they're playing great again tonight. So, you never know where these teams are at in their course of development throughout the season. And I think it's going to make for an incredible sectional playoff. I was just saying this, Mike, the other day, that I'm having as much fun with this season because the 25-game schedule, they play some tournaments in the middle there. You have some room, but every game completely matters here right now.
You can tell by the way these guys are skating.
Playing for keeps for sure. That one got away from Sarsland. Is that going to trickle in? Just missing the mark. Sarsland was there with Batchelder bothering him. Callahan now. Callahan turned away by Blake. Up the left wing boards it goes. Marshall will guide this one back into the corner. Sarsland forced to put on the brakes. 200 feet they have to go. Marshall back over for Sarsland. To the right wing side for Callahan as he plays in. 1:54 to go in the third. 1:24 to go in the power play for the Red Knights. Callahan down to the corner. Oh, one touch passer, nifty one for Bassan. They can't get through the collapsing D. Callahan guides over. Marshall scores! Oh, nice feed there. Great setup by the Red Knights. They convert on the power play. It's now 3-1.
That was an amazing shot. He had about a 4 square foot or 4 square inch spot there. I mean, just a little tiny hole to the left of his shoulder, and he just put it in between there and the pipe. Just a very, very nice shot there by Marshall inside the post. So, well, that makes it interesting.
That erases the 0 off the scoreboard. It's 3-1 now. We'll keep our eye on Limesand. I'm sure they're going to want to see possession in the offensive zone before they pull him back out. Brown from the left wing. Now it's going to be Sarsland off the boards. Langfells is there. Oh, nice job to get away from one man. Loads up, shoots, rebound. Follow through. No goal.
Well, it was kicked towards the goaltender, but he's going to wave it off. I think that's the right call.
And the net was moving. So now the Red Knights are forced to be hemmed into their own zone with lime sand in the net. But, you know, we talked face-off, so important. And winning one here will be key for the Red Knights. Oh, they called that a goal after a discussion.
Wow.
It's like Riku Brown is going to get credit for that.
No, that was an interesting reversal, if that was a reversal at all. I mean, maybe they never really. He did wave it off. I mean, right? He washed it out. The referee washed it out.
He said no goal, and then he came up and the backside guy and the guy down low talked it over. And then Ken Pauley wants to know what in the world's going on with that.
I agree with him on that. Just just because of the fact that it was kicked towards the goaltender, and then one of the Eden Prairie players slid towards the goaltender, and it went in the net.
Riku Brown, your goal scorer.
Wow, interesting. Very interesting.
That was the most anticlimactic goal I think I've ever seen. You couldn't even really see if it went in from here. Now with 1:18 to go, Eagles back up by 3 at 4-1. Jorgensen.
Oh boy, that's a nasty hit.
Hit by Bassan. Delayed penalty coming up. Back into the corner goes Ellings with possession. And they came after
that was
Bassan, and then they caught the ref.
Bassan, I don't like that kind of hit. Bassan cannot make that kind of hit. That is dangerous, and I don't care what the score is or what, I just don't like that kind of hit. I never have. And Langenbrunner gave him the business all the way down the ice, so we'll see if they fill up the box here. But that just can't be a hit you make, not in any league.
So we'll see what they put up on the board if they go 2 or 5. They go 2. So the Eagles will get to finish with the power play here. Now it's Langfels. Pushes that one off the glass. Luloff down the wall. Feinberg with it as we're under a minute to play in the third period. Now it's going to be Marble to the corner. He's pushed off by Sarsland. And down goes Brown. Luloff the shot through traffic. Now Ellings comes away, finds an opening, and we have a slashing penalty coming up.
Oh, different guys taking their pound of flesh here as the seconds wind down.
Amen to that. Well, with a slash, Joe Cook plays timber. Nice. The butcher. So now to be 4-on-4, 40.9 to go. Marshall tried to play that one through. Sarsland gathers, pushes this one wide of the mark. Conley now. Played ahead for Feinberg. Hartle was there. Now it's Conley with it as he turns his way up the right wing side. He was bumped by Hartle, 20 to go in the period. Now here comes Callahan to the slot. Look out, he's dangerous, pushes that one wide. Conley comes away with it. It's 5, no, they're gonna go 4-on-4. I thought they pulled the goaltender. Pad save, rebound. Nice save by Hayes. Callahan down to the corner, that's gonna do it, 2 seconds to go. And the Eagles with a statement win here tonight against a very good Red Knights team. Showed they were just that much better. And they are loaded for the remainder of the season now, improving to 9-1. Red Knights fall to 10-1 with a nice 4-1 win.
Well, that was an entertaining game. I still, but for a little bit of finish, I mean, Benilde had some good chances. There's no question, but they didn't have enough finish. And they didn't have enough second chances. But they battled hard. This is actually a very good hockey game, and I don't think the 4-1 really indicates what type of game it was.
It was a great hockey game, and we were glad to have you on board. We'll have another one coming up for you next week. We'll make our announcement where we'll be. We'll have our promotions ready to go, and we'll bring the A-team back out with Matthew DeZiel directing a gem on that director's chair. And of course, another Matthew, Matt Harrington, back in the studios with all of the highlight clipping that's going on Twitter. For Todd Grover, Mike Greenlay, Matthew DeZiel, and Matt Harrington, I'm Pete Wagner. Your final score, the Eagles 4, the Red Knights 1. So long, everybody.